Welcome, everyone. We will start in just a minute. We'll be back to talk about your career abroad. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you are following me from today. Welcome to the Expat Navigation Series, a set of live, honest conversations about the challenges of expat life. In every of our sessions, we are going to tackle a common struggle from those living and working abroad. And as you are sharing your experiences, I will also share mine about living in a new country. Hopefully, I can give you some hints, some tips, some practical insights to help you navigate these challenges and really thrive while abroad. So let's navigate this journey together and make the best out of it. So today our topic is about feeling stuck in your career abroad, wondering, where is my next move? Most of us, we moved abroad thinking, this is going to open doors. This is going to allow me to go to new levels in my career. But instead, it's not uncommon that we get to a point where we feel stuck, really unsure about how to grow wherever we are, and really just wondering, what am I supposed to do next? So today I would like to share our challenges. Whatever we say in terms of private sharing will be cut from the recording, so that will not be shared. Feel comfortable letting us know your story. But then I would really want to encourage us to connect with others, to share what were the struggles, but maybe also what were your solutions, and to discover what are the steps that we can actually take to move forward confidently. Let me just take a minute to introduce myself. So for those who don't know me, my name is Natalia Liel. I'm originally Portuguese, but I've been an expat for almost 2 decades now. Don't know how it happened, but I got here. I've been living across different countries. I am currently based in the Netherlands, and I've gone through different careers in different sectors, at different levels. So I've gone from academia to being the chief executive of an organization and many different things in between. But today, what really gives me passion, what I really believe in, is that every international professional and their partners, if you're an accompanying partner, can turn a stay in a new country into an extraordinary life and a thriving career. And so it's with that belief that I really try to support them, empowering them, helping them in every country they go to find how to upgrade their life and their career so that you can reach a new level and combine both happiness and success no matter where you are living right now. So let us get to the topic of today. I would really like to hear what is happening with you. What goes around in your head when you've moved abroad? What were the expectations? What were the ambitions, the dreams? And where are you right now? What is it that is not feeling comfortable? That it's feeling like, well, this is not why I moved abroad. Or is that it? There's nothing else to it? Or if you're really feeling stuck, really, are you wondering, ooh, what am I supposed to do next? Okay, so let us go to the topic of today, which is really about our careers. And those who are comfortable sharing, please feel free to open your microphones if you want your cameras. Whatever we share in this private moment is going to stay between us. I will cut it out from the recording I will share later. So I would love to hear what have been your struggles in terms of your career, but also what have you done? Do you have ideas of how to overcome these challenges if you're feeling stuck, if you don't know what to do next? If you're hoping your dreams about your career abroad were different than what you are actually living right now. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about it. Okay, thank you for sharing all of your stories. We've seen that life abroad indeed isn't easy, especially, or maybe also when it comes to our career, our work ambitions, finding a job, and so many other things. I would like to finish this session by sharing with you a couple of tips that might help you. Some of them, have already sort of been mentioned, but I'm going to mention 5. But in particular, the first one is one that I really want you to pay a little bit more attention. I'm going to also give it a little bit more time. Let me just get back to my sharing screen. And so let me just share with you, as I was saying, these 5 tips so you can really figure out how to overcome this feeling of feeling stuck, being lost, not really sure what you're supposed to do next in terms of your career. What is your next move? And so out of these, there are 5. And the first one that I'm going to share with you is one that I think is really important. It's about redefining what success means to you now that you are living abroad. You moved because you were expecting a different life than the one you were having back home. You had dreams, you had ambitions, you had expectations. So whether you realize it or not, success abroad is actually probably something now quite different from what success meant to you before. So I want to invite you to take a step back and really ask yourself, what truly matters to me, to you, at this stage in your career? What is really important? And so the challenge here is really understanding how has your definition of success evolved, adjusted since you've moved abroad. Give it a little bit of time, maybe after this session, spend at least 5 minutes thinking about it and make sure you focus on the present moment. Your definition today is different from the one you had when you moved. But if you've already moved, like some of us, a few years ago, what you had, the definition you had a few years ago is also different from the one you have today. So really focus on your current life, who you are, who you want to be, namely at work, namely in terms of your career. And so this progression of always going up the ladder to the next level is not always what feels most comfortable, what resonates best with each of us. Sometimes it's different. Sometimes it's a different career. Sometimes it's a sideways move. Sometimes it's a similar position, but in a different company, in a different environment. So what does success mean to you now that you are living abroad? My second tip is really about identifying what's in your control. And we've seen, I've heard from so many people, oh, 5 years ago, it was so easy to find a job. Now, it's not the same thing. Yeah, the world changes, the economy changes, the job market changes. Sometimes we have good moments, sometimes we have bad moments. But most of these elements are things we cannot control. We individually have no impact on what happens there. But still, I want you to look at yourself, to think for yourself, what is it when you're feeling stuck that can still help you regain a sense of control about yourself, about your future, about your environment? So if you are feeling stuck, it's probably because you're focusing more on your limitations than the things you can actually do. So my invitation is for you to shift your perspective. Ask yourself, what small steps can you take right now or tomorrow the latest to create new opportunities? So for example, what is one thing you could take action on today, this week, to regain a sense of control in your career? You don't know if your company is going to open a new position. You don't know if your boss is going to approve a request you make. You don't know any of these things. But here's what you can control. You can control whether you reach out to your boss and actually ask, what would be the conditions for me to be promoted? What would it take? You can actually decide to start applying to positions. You can send CVs and make sure that they are good enough, that they are aligned with the vacancy you're applying for, with strong cover letters along with it. You don't know what will happen afterwards. You don't know how it will be approved, but you also control whether you do a follow-up or not. So think about the things that worry you, that concern you, but you really can't do much about. Let them go. Focus on what you can control, or at least have a little bit of say about, that you can at least influence. My third tip is about really leveraging your strengths, your unique strengths, And sometimes we underestimate this, but the fact that we are now living abroad, this international experience we were talking about, is an asset. It's really a plus. So think about how your cross-cultural skills, your adaptability, your diverse perspective really sets you apart in the job market. You have now developed skills that local professionals do not have. So ask yourself, what is a skill, a strength, a competence that you've developed because you are now living abroad that you wouldn't have had otherwise? And how does it make it a better candidate for a position than somebody else? Okay, my fourth tip is about expanding your network, but not just socially. That's fine, that's perfect. But when we're talking about your job and your career, you really need to be strategic. You need to be mindful about the groups you're joining. So who you know matters. And who you know maybe in second, in third degree also matters. Our networks are not just our immediate connections, they're the connections of our connections. So if you want to really get to the next level of your career, if you want to get unstuck, stop feeling like there's nothing you can do, hey, start building relationships with professionals in your area, in your field, or the field you want to move to, if that is the case. You can join expats and industry groups. They are often also more aligned with what you want. Expats tend to be more like-minded as you, and just have conversations to open new doors. Don't ask for a job. Don't go and say, hey, would you have a job for me? I'm this type of person. I'm a UX expert, whatever. No, start conversations and build relationships. And so the tip here would be, or the challenge here is what could be one conversation you could have this week, the latest within 2 weeks, with somebody who could open new doors. Just be curious, just be there. Pay attention to the other person, show you're interested as well. And you never know where these conversations can lead you. And my final tip for today, because we're running out of time. Sorry for all of you. Sorry for this, and thank you for waiting for these extra minutes. I think we often think about careers in terms of something so deterministic. I've been trained as a medical doctor, so now I need to be a doctor, and this is my path forward. I'm stuck in it, and I cannot do anything otherwise. We've talked about how, yes, you can. You can dare to challenge that interpretation as well. But you don't need to suddenly drop your current career and just go up and take a risk on something that you are not certain at all. Certainty is never fully there, it's never fully 100%, but you do get to test new options before you actually jump into it. So you can experiment before committing. And this can be about maybe taking a volunteer role, starting a side project or a side business, as we heard, or maybe just take a couple of courses in a topic that interests you. So test these different options before you actually make a big decision, whether it is to move there or to quit your job or something like that. Yes, we've heard that not everyone has this opportunity. Sometimes we already are in search of a job, so we need to do something. But especially when you are in the comfortable position that you are feeling stuck, but you still do have a paid job, then you have a little bit of time to do this testing, this experimenting. So my tip then today is, if you could try anything, if you could try any type of project, any type of different career with zero risk, nothing to lose, what would you choose? What would you try? And if you now have your answer, how could you go about experimenting it? How could you get a taste of it before you decide whether you want to invest more time, money, skills in that path? So thank you very much for sharing all of your stories, your struggles. It has been enlightening. Thank you for sharing also what you've learned with each other. And I hope these tips that I've just shared at the end, some of them kind of covering what we've said before, but I hope they gave you a little bit of an extra push to think about how you can really find the next move about your job, your career, and really start feeling that life abroad actually opens a lot of opportunities and can lead you to a thriving career. If anyone wants to follow up on me, I invite all of those who are here now online. You can just take your mobile or do a print screen. So the big QR code under the thank you, it's really my invitation to you to just, hey, let's talk a little bit more about this. No commitments. Let's just see if I can now help you also a little bit more personally, because I couldn't give certain personal advices we were sharing. They were too private here. But hey, book a follow-up call with me and I'll see how it can help you a little bit further, maybe a few more tips, maybe a few more challenges. Or please do stay connected with me on LinkedIn, check my website, and I'll be happy to hear your stories and your struggles wherever you are. Thank you everyone for following. Yeah, thank you. Oh, and do remember to join us next week for our third session. We are going to talk about the struggle of feeling disconnected, the feeling that we're not yet belonging, that this is not yet our home, and what we can do about it. I look forward to hearing your stories, and hopefully I can find a few tips to share with you. Bye.